Today, we're going to talk about comparison of kids. How do parents compare kids? What does comparison among children bring about? What effect does it have on children's mentality? Does comparison actually yield good results? Why do parents compare their kids? Let's go on and learn about this. Hello, everyone. My name is Grace Ojo Raiton, and here is Writing Hub, a place where you learn tips on how to raise smart and early readers, and a whole lot on how to make money as parents. You're welcome once again. If you are a returning viewer, I appreciate you sticking around. And if you're a first time viewer, I say thank you for coming around. Kindly show your support by clicking the subscription button and ring the bell so you'll be notified whenever I publish new videos. Don't forget to comment, like, and share this video for people that may want to learn about these things we're sharing here. And if you'd like to hear more about such a thing like this, always ring the bell. Thank you. What does comparison mean? Comparison is weighing the characteristic of a particular thing or a person and comparing it with the characteristic of the other. Now we are talking about children. When you look at your child deep in and out and you say, these are the things my child can do, and you see another random child out there or a sibling to the child, being your child also, doing better, and you start weighing the two characteristics of the characteristic of the two children to know which is better and which child you prefer to the other. This is what we say comparison among children. Now, what does this comparison mean? How does it have effect on the children? Does it have effect at all? What effect does it have? A positive or a negative effect? These are things we want to talk about today. Let's dive in. Now, why do parents compare? Parents compare the children to themselves or to a random child out there that they meet, maybe to their friends' children or to the children's peers in school or in church or any gathering at all. The reason why parents compare their kids to other children might be because everybody have designated or a required quality that he or she wants in a child, especially mothers. I'm sure father have theirs too. They have some expected requirements that they want from their children. They expect their children to be able to portray himself or herself well among peers. They expect their children to be fluent. They expect their children to be hardworking. They expect their children to be very good and courageous. And when they see another child doing better than their children, after several trials on their children to do better, they tend to start comparing. Like, do you see Mr. A's child doing this? Why you can't do it? Do you see your friend reading this? Why you can't do it? These are reasons or more reasons why parents compare their children with other children. Now let's talk about consequences of comparison among kids. Yes, everything has consequences, be it positive or negative. When you compare your child with another child, what effect does it have on your child? What effect does it have on the other child? Especially when he or she notices that he's being compared to other child and he's being raised above the other child in question. Now, the effect on your child is always or mostly on the negative. The negative could be that the child will like, does it mean that I'm not loved by my parents? Does it mean that my parents do not even cherish my effort? Does it mean that I am the worst ever? Does it mean that every other child out there is doing better than I am? This effect will simply kill the self morale of your child. Your child start looking down on himself that he can't be the best, or it rings a bell in the child's brain that you are not doing well. And that your voice, like I said in previous videos, it goes with your child anywhere he goes. It rings a bell and it says it even when you're not there to the child. You cannot do better. You are not the best. That Mr. A's child is better than you anytime, anywhere. Even when he strives to make effort, he remembers your voice and says, I can't do better. After all, mom said I can't do better. After all, dad says I can't do better. And it goes on diminishing his efforts, his morale, bringing down his self esteem. It makes the child to not be able to yield better than he's doing already. It makes the child to be downcasted anytime, anywhere, amongst friends, amongst siblings. He feels downcasted and feels nobody loves me. I can't do better. And for a child that feels he can do better, he simply develops hatred towards the parent or anyone that compares him to other people. Yes, the child develops hatred and says, "Oh, this mom just hates me, and that is why she doesn't see anything good about me, rather than comparing me to someone that has advantages over me." Or this child feels, "Oh, what is the essence of having a parent after all? They do not want me, they do not like me, they do not see any good thing in me, they do not see me coming out in flying colors at any time." So this child tends to hate his parents or her parents and never have an item of love in her for the parents, feeling anytime I try to come up, my parent brings me down. I just hate this person bringing me down every time. For adults too, nobody likes anyone that brings him down. So when you compare your child with another child out there, the only thing you're doing to your child is you are creating enmity between yourself and your child. You are making your child to have a zero love for you. Even when the child has some percentage of love before, a natural love for you, the child ends up reducing it intentionally or or indirectly. The love goes down because it tends to reduce it naturally because you do not see any good in him. He doesn't see any good in you too. All he sees is a parent that hates him, and he wants to hate you back. What have you caused? Hatred. Another thing is, don't think that that child will hate you alone. The child will hate everyone around him. Yes, he doesn't want to give an avenue to another person to try to make him feel better. He or she naturally believes that everybody hates him or her for not doing well enough or for not acting the same way Mr. A's child behaves. So why would anybody like him at all? He doesn't like himself and he doesn't like anyone around him because he feels this world is all about hatred. If only his parents could hate him, then any other person around him hates him. The child doesn't get to make friends, the child doesn't get to like anyone, and he goes about hating everything and everyone around him. A child that is being compared will end up being a lonely child. We never find an avenue to like other people or to play with them. Relating with other people would be difficult for a child that is being compared at all times. He feels, after all, everybody is better than me. Why do I need to go near them? Why do I need to play with anyone? Why do I need to even tell anyone what I am going through? The child feels there is no one that needs me, there is no one that I need. I would rather be in my own world. He builds a world for himself or herself and tends to live there all alone, not sharing feeling, not asking questions, not trying to grow, not doing anything new. The child tends to continue in a lonely life, and this we do not want to raise as a parent. We do not want lonely children. We want very happy and vibrant kids around us, and that's what we are all tending to. So why do we have to compare them in the first place? I will say comparison among kids, it's only like a death trap for a child. When you compare your child, you are only building a death trap for the child, meaning the child can fall in and fall out at any time. The child can fall in and forget his own self and forget who exactly he is, trying to live another person's kind of life. Why not let your child be? Why comparing your child? Why comparing your first child to the second? Why comparing your two children to your friend's children? Why do you have to compare them? Do you know they are different? You do not need to compare them in any way at all. The fact that your child is not meeting up to expectation does not mean you should compare your child with another child that is doing well. Do you know the effort that other child parents put in to make a child arrive at that level? Do you know what is taking the other parent to make the child be what you are already jealous of? Do you know if you put in only the efforts that your child requires, your child will be better off the child you're even comparing into? Yes, comparison among kids can only bring nothing. It's nothing but a death trap for your child. So stop comparing that child and don't ever try to do it. On the positive side of comparison, there are some children that are so strong willed that they have a mind of their own, even from tender age. And such a child, even when you try to compare him with another child, he tells you, Mommy, I can do better. Mommy, I will work harder. Mommy, I will beat myself. And at any time, even when your voice goes with him saying you are not doing well like Mr. A's child, the child still gets to say, It is my own pace and I will always get there at my own time. But the question remains, how many of our children, how many of their age, how many kids can actually have such mind of their own? When your child's mind or charisma doesn't carry the quality required, the child will fall out. So on the positive side, it is actually good for the child to be on his toe when you say, do you see what your friends are doing? But this we have, it will take a very constructive effort. If you need to compare at all, you will need to put constructive effort, in doing it. Like your friend can write too, and you can't write it yet. I am sure you will write it sooner and do it better than your friend. Rather than saying, all your friends are writing too, and you are not yet writing. What is the essence of going to school? Do you see? There are two different things, and they will work two different ways in the child's brain. Comparing your child in a very constructive manner will help the child to be on his toe. We put the child on his toe and make him or her work harder and be the actual child that you want. But when you do it the other way, nagging, shouting, and all yelling, the child tends to fall out. You don't want such, right? Good. So don't compare your child. And if you're ever tempted to do it constructively. Comparison does not happen among only your child to other children, but it happens at times among siblings. Now you have your first child, and your first child is doing marvelously well. Let's say at age 3 he's already doing this, at age 5 he's doing that. And your second child comes in his own way or her own way, not doing what the sibling has done at the particular age. And you feel this child is too slow. This is not my kind of child. I want my child is always doing this at this age. At age 3, your brother was already sweeping. At age 5, your sister was cleaning the whole house. At age 7, your sister could cook already. Oh my. Would you just stop and take a minute to learn the kind of child you have there? Why is she not sweeping at 5 already, like the sister? Why is she not washing the whole house at age 3, like the brother? You need to take time to study your kind of child. Do you know when you study your kind of child, you will know them individually and then you'll be able to walk at their own pace. No rushing, children can't be forced. At this point, I will tell you know your child individually, study what your child likes to do. Even if the siblings are doing so at so age and he is not able to do you know there are many other things that he or she can do that the siblings can't do at their own age? Let your child discover himself. Help your child to discover herself. Dwell on the good side of the child. Dwell on the positive side of that child and let the star in the child come out. When it comes out shiny, you will be a happy mom and a happy dad. I am sure you want to be happy parents over your children. I'm sure you want to see them and be joyful. Raise the children to be what they want to be, not what you want to be. Oh, yes, you may want them to be what you want to be, but why not let them go at their own pace? This will bring out the best in them. Stop comparing, and if you are tempted to do at all, do it constructively, remembering that every child is a star. Bringing out the star in your child is not a day's job. It is not so easy, but it is achievable. It is doable, I'm telling you. You can do it. Just like every other parent has done it, has achieved their children to be their point of joy, you can do it too. Do it gently, do it constructively. Your child is a star. Bring out the star in your child. Thank you for sticking around this far. Thank you for watching till the end. If you like what you have seen, if you like what you have watched, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so when I publish new videos, you will be notified. Share this video, comment, and ask questions if you want to so we can be more enlightened. Remember, every child is a star.